What's up? What's going on? Daily go get up show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talking about outgrowing your friends tonight. The reason that you outgrow or get tired of your friends. What do y'all know? What do y'all know about moving on from or away from people that you've been down with for years? What do you know about having to start over with a new slate, a new way, a new deal? What do y'all know about, people saying that you've changed and that you ain't the same and that you don't come around no more? What do you know about not even really caring about people saying that because you're doing what you got to do and you making moves out there? What do you know about reminiscing on the times when you didn't care about as much as you care about now, but now that you care about what you care about, you can only be around people who care about something similar or at least on that type time. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if you care about the environment, you don't necessarily have to be around people who care about the environment, but you got to be around people who care about environment. Their environment, your environment, the environment, whatever the case may be. You're looking for progression. And when you're looking for progression with a person that is regressing or staying exactly the same, they on some stagnant type time. Well, it's going to be hard for you to stay right there with them. You might be learning and reading and experiencing and traveling and just filling up your whole bucket with new knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And your old people can't even get into the conversation that you on right now. So, one of the biggest problems with this whole phenomenon, something like a phenomenon, is that you still love your people that you're not socially connected to like you used to be anymore. You still love them, but you can't bang with them. You still love them, but you can't rock with them. You still love them, but you can't hang with them. Still love them, but you can't reach them, talk to them, can't get with them, can't be around too long. You gotta change the track and put on a record, brand new song, and they don't understand. And you might not even be in a position to be trying to explain because you thinking about, listen, this is progression. We're not 15 years old no more. We're not even in our 20s no more. So what wasn't so important to us, what wasn't so urgent to us before, is now. And you know what the crazy thing about this is? You know how they say, like, when you have kids, especially people who have kids at a young age, teenagers and young adults, people in their 20s or whatever, they normally say your kids grow you up, your kids change you, your kids mature you. And that doesn't apply to everybody. You know it and I know it. You and I have known plenty of people, I'm sure, that had kids when they were young and they still stayed young. They did. They stayed young. They kind of stayed in that mind frame. Yeah, their responsibility level had to go up. So they had to go and make that cheese. But their knowledge base didn't increase a whole lot. Their maturity level didn't elevate a whole lot. And that might have been what you were looking for in that person, or at least like an example, and it didn't go down like that. So now what you going to do? Now here you are playing the part of the judge. And you was probably the type of person that said, we don't judge nobody. Don't judge nobody. Don't budge nobody. Don't move them out of the way. Listen to what they say. I get it. I do. I totally get it. But this is life. This is life, and we got to live it, and everybody is not going to be happy with the decisions that we make. And that's why I put a disclaimer on this show. The people who this show applies to ain't going to be trying to hear this shit. They're not. They are not going to be trying to hear this, because you know how it is when you don't hang out with people like you used to, when you don't go around people like you used to, when you don't show up at the same functions like you used to, when you don't promote the same type of behavior that you used to promote like you used to. Yeah, people be like, you changed. You done go and change. Well, every living organism changes. The hardest thing to do in this world is stay the same. And that's funny because when we're younger, that's the thing we be trying to say to people. Man, don't change, don't change, don't try to get new, don't change nothing about you, don't change, don't change, don't try to get new, don't change nothing about you, don't change, don't change, don't try to get new, don't try to get new. Yeah, the way you are is something like a superstar. We get along famously, and I don't ever want to see you change to me. Please stay the same, baby. Stay the same. But you know, time goes on and life goes on, and you gotta learn what you gotta learn. It's your turn to grow up and spread your wings, and everybody going to be able to come with you, King. You're going to have to leave a couple of people behind. You might not have a problem doing that. And now they all on your back. And I know how I know how it is. I know how it is. I do. Do I do? Okay. Real shit though. People who acted, performed, and were like the way we like them to be, we may have asked them not to change. Don't change, man. Don't ever change. Especially those people who had those little quirky things, that unique style about them that just attracted people to them. Don't change, man. I hope you never change. Don't change. Your best friends that you used to hang out with, the best friends that was always supportive, the best friends that you had the meeting of the minds with, the best friends, your friends that you like, damn, man, we can stay crew like this. Not only will we make money, we will make love. Do you understand? Not only will we make money, we will make love. Not only will we make money, we will make love. Now I'm not even talking about sex. We talk about the love that makes the world go round, the things that make you never come at a nigga neck. You know the respect that you feel for somebody when they real. You know what I'm talking about. Speaking of real, you know, we talked about that the other night, keeping it real, keeping it 100. You know that I wanted to really explain to y'all what I'm talking to biz. You know what time it is. So, yeah. What's up? Duck Northwest Media. Thanks for coming on through. It's always a good thing to see you. And Stacy White, thanks for coming on through tonight. Carol Chamberlain, thanks for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. And Care Bear, Care Bear. Let me see. Carol Chamberlain says, I can relate to this. Ended a friendship that was stagnant, constantly living in the past. Care Bear says, if I call you my friend, I submit myself to your growth as well as my own. If your accountability is lacking, then you won't want to be around me because I'll call you out on shit. I hear you. But we're talking about the reason that you outgrow people and get tired of people. You know, nobody wants to hear that somebody got tired of them. That's a diss. It is. It's very insulting. Well, like, what do you mean you got tired of me? Yeah, I just got tired of my old friends. But what are we really saying? What are we really saying when we say that we got tired of somebody? You know, did we get physically tired of them? Like, just hanging around you it just saps all my energy. And to be honest with you, some people that you hang around with may actually sap all your energy. Physical energy, they might be running you around and all that kind of stuff, and emotional energy. The type of people that are always embroiled in some type of drama, and they always pulling you into some meaningless argument, some meaningless situation, some beef. You get tired of that. Because those are the type of people that you can never get comfortable around because they always got something going on. So you could be walking down the street, you could be chilling in a club, you could be at the 3-2 center paying a bill, and you got to worry about who gonna come around, start wanting to fight, shoot, stab, and all that kind of stuff. Nah. Like this person is not safe to be around, and it happens. And sometimes the people that it happens with are your good friends, the ones that you used to, think that shit was cute with. And you're growing. You ain't with all of that. You got kids, you got a family, you got something to live for. And when you have something to live for, man, you ain't trying to get into situations all the time where people are putting you in situations where you could be taken up out of here. You understand? Seriously. When you actually have something to live for, you have reconciled that within yourself. Like, yo, I got to stop taking chances on my health, stop taking chances on my life, because I really have something that I'm trying to do out here. I'm trying to get something done. So any type of suicidal behavior, we gonna dead that. Literally. We killing all that. So it can be tough. Because these might be your best friends. It might be some of your family members that you were really close to. And you just can't deal with that. You just can't deal with that energy zapping that they do. You can't deal with that sapping of the energy the way that you used to be able to tolerate. You can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. And I get it. But when you tell somebody that you're tired of them, or if you get word that somebody said that they were tired of you, it's going to have you. It really is going to have you looking at the person in the mirror. Like, first you're going to be mad. Really, first you're going to be mad because it's offensive. Like, how dare you? Excuse me. Who is you to be talking about you tired of me or anybody else? What you mean tired? Who is you? Ain't nobody here to entertain you. Nobody's here for your recreation, your enjoyment. We're friends. We peoples. But evidently, we're not even that. Talking about you tired of somebody. Because I think it would probably be really hard to remain friends with somebody that you got wind of saying that they were tired of you. Tired of you? Now I can see if it's a situation, maybe. Maybe I can see if it was a situation where they were tired of you because they wanted to keep doing something stupid or something out of pocket and you refused. So they got tired of trying to convince you. They got tired of trying to bring you along. They got tired of trying to get you into the fold. But even with that, tired of you, mm, mm. You may have people that you have grown tired of, physically tired of, emotionally tired of. Like, all right, enough is enough. I can't do this no more. When I stopped drinking, I thought I was going to lose a lot of friends. Let me stop lying. I didn't think I'd lose a single friend when I stopped drinking because all of my friends didn't drink, and I never hung around nobody where our friendship was contingent upon drinking. But I did fear that I would lose a certain part of the social aspect by not drinking because like that means I'm never going to bars again, and that's a fact. It's not like I was a bar fly, but when you go to a bar, you go to drink. I've known people who actually don't drink that much and they go to bars. That's just they hangout spot. You want to go where people know troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. And I get it. I totally get it. So remember, I told y'all when I stopped drinking, I waited like six months or more before I made the declaration that I don't drink anymore because I wanted to be sure. I wasn't really sure. But I didn't lose any friends because I didn't drink. But I tell you this, there were some people who didn't believe I didn't drink anymore. And I was offended by that. Like, what do you mean? Like, who are you for me to be lying to that I don't drink anymore? And what type of person have I portrayed myself to you for you to think that I would even lie about something like that? Like, what do you mean? But they didn't. I was getting okay. Like, we know you ain't gonna drink around us, but we know you still drink. Like, you must be, you got me real effed up. You got me effed up. But I get it. I do. I get it. And honestly, um, that in my mind, that separated me from some people. Because on one hand, I think that they were saying to me that I couldn't have quit because they don't see themselves quitting. On the other hand, it sounded to me like you just really didn't have the faith and belief in me that I thought either you or some other people like you would have had. But being tired of somebody, you talk about you've grown tired of somebody. Like, let me ask y'all this: could you be friends with somebody who said that they got tired of you? They don't hang around with you anymore. They don't call you anymore. They don't communicate with you anymore. They don't come around because they grew tired of you. Now, let's say, let's say if me and you went together, let's say me and you went together, and I wouldn't stop drinking, I wouldn't stop smoking, I wouldn't stop cheating, I wouldn't stop beating, I wouldn't stop doing a whole lot of things. I can see you getting tired of me that way, even though I'm not sure if tired would be the operative word because unfortunately, that bullshit won't allow you to be, it won't allow you to relax. So, but I could see how trying to get somebody to do something that they actually need to do and are not doing, I could see how somebody would grow tired of that. Like, all right, you know what? Cut it. Cut to commercial. I could see how somebody would feel that way. My level of understanding reaches that. But other than that, just being myself, being a good dude, being helpful, being resistant when I don't think that something is right or whatever, just for myself being me. And you say that you got tired of me. I don't know if I could ever be friends with somebody who would say something like that. And maybe I'm wrong or petty or too sensitive to serve as an example of truth to somebody else that's listening. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe y'all should hit that like button. Maybe y'all should share the show. Maybe y'all should subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host, Sun752. And this is the show. The reason why you grow tired of people, get tired of them. The reason you get tired of them, move on from them, had enough of them, gotta leave from them. Carol says, constantly complaining, but doing nothing to better yourself. And yes, constant drama. Care Bear says, you get tired of people not taking accountability for their actions, especially if you have to clean up their mess all the time. Care Bear also says, I have a friend who talked about the same dumb stuff every single day. Always negative shit. They always got smart with people knowing they can't fight. Always had to drive them around. Cal says, I'm a go-getter, pun intended. I don't like being around people who profess to want better. They don't do anything better. They don't do anything to better themselves. Mm. Care Bear says, sounds like they were thinking, yeah, right. It ain't that easy to quit. They were probably thinking that way too. But they weren't even people that was, all right, first of all, I never considered myself to be an alcoholic. I was a drinker and maybe even at times a problem drinker, but I wasn't an alcoholic. And neither were the people who didn't believe that I quit. That's what I'm thinking. Like, this is I could see if they were a stone cold alky, drug addict, and all that kind of stuff where they were in deep in their lives had took such a negative spin and spiraled into a negative mode that they didn't see, that their lives were out of control. That is what being an addict is. When your life is totally controlled by a substance, whether you drink it, pop it, smoke it, shoot it, or sniff it. Life is out of control. When you go to rehab, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, they make you profess that your life has you haven't been able to get control of your life and you need help. So you can go through this 12-step program. Okay, let's keep it moving. Yeah, Care Bear, they were definitely saying that I think it's too hard, but I was offended because it sounded like they were saying that it was too hard for me. And I don't really have a problem stopping anything that I really want to stop. But that's me being honest with me. I have no problem stopping something that I really want to stop. Have I always wanted to stop what I profess to want to stop? Not sure. I'm sure that I have fronted a time or two. So yeah, moving on from people that you've been friends with, cool with for years and years, maybe even decades, and you gotta go. You gotta go. Shoot. You might be tired of dealing with somebody who has a spouse that's whooping on their ass all the time. So you might be tired of seeing them stay in that situation, that abusive situation. You might be tired of that. Like, look, I can't do this. I can't do this with you no more. I can't continue to stand by while somebody hurts you. And not only am I unable to help you, but you unable to even help yourself. Come on, man. Come on, baby, come on. So that's not an easy situation. That's not easy. So you might get tired of that though. I'm tired of seeing you cry. I'm tired of you being abused. I'm tired of saving you, rescuing you physically, and actually rescuing you and seeing you be right back into their arms like they've done nothing wrong. I'm making my way back to you, babe, with a burning heart's desire. And you just carried them down a damn fire ladder, down the damn fireman's ladder to safety. And here they are right back up there in the fire. Like, it ain't that hot. Or we up in here, we hot together. And I don't know. I don't know if you've ever dealt with somebody who cries when they're in trouble. They cry for help. Help me, please. Help me, Popeye. Help me. Save me, Popeye. Save me. And then be right back up in Brutus's or Bluto's face like it ain't shit. And they expect you to respect that. That part. Yeah, well, that can make somebody tired quick too. Yeah, that can make you really, really fiend for some rest. So I get that. But these are the kind of things that we have to deal with. We got to deal with them. You understand what I'm saying? This is something we got to deal with. So we got tired of it. And maybe we can explain to them that we're not tired of them, but we're tired of this. Tired. Gotta go. Gotta go. Can't stay here. Can't stay here. Well, the reasons that you may get tired, uninspired, and may just leave your friends, leave your loved ones, is because trying to show, prove, and display positivity is not easy. It's hard. It's like, I don't know if any of y'all used to watch wrestling back in the day, but the good guys always had a hard time because their image would never let them stay champions and that kind of thing. You always had to have some kind of edge to you. The crowd had to feel like you could turn into a heel at any time. You can be the bad guy in wrestling at any time. People like that kind of shit. They like the drama. Like, remember when Hulk Hogan went from the WWF over to WCW and he joined NWA? No, I mean, New World Order, NWO. Remember that? Yeah. So people like that kind of thing. Although he's Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania, ripping off his torn shirt, that type shit. Even though he's that, you see that he's versatile enough to turn right around and become a bad guy, a heel. People like it. Element of surprise, keeps you on your toes. But why do we run around here telling people not to change? Please don't ever change. Don't ever change. Keep loving me the way you love me. Don't ever change. Keep loving me the way you love me. Don't ever change. But don't ever change. Keep loving. Keep loving me the way you do. Keep loving me the way you do. Keep loving me the way you keep loving me. I'm gonna keep on loving you, 'cause it's the only thing I wanna do. I don't wanna sleep, I just wanna keep on loving you. We be saying that shit. And some people that we said it to really didn't change. And guess what? You did. So that while they were still drinking, smoking, having fun, giving a shit about nothing in the world, learning nothing about themselves or anybody else, blaming everybody else for changing, blaming everybody else for taking a situation that was already good and not keeping it that way. Yeah. That person stayed the same. I thought we wasn't supposed to change. That ain't what I meant. I meant stay solid. I meant being thorough. I meant staying solid and being thorough. He used to be so thorough. He had a pair of Paul Marys. He was thorough. He wasn't like everybody else. All right. For those of you who are not from the Philadelphia area, there used to be a tailor. There were two of them, at least two. John Paul Mary, and his brother's name was. There were two of them. And both of them were located in Germantown. And people from South Philly, West Philly, and everywhere came to Germantown to get these French cut gabardine slacks or denim material slacks. And you remember French cuts, remember no belt. And you know they were authentic Paul Marys because he had a label. They had the Paul Mary label drawn up, and it was right there in the pocket. If it had pockets, you remember the old French cuts. Now I'm showing my age here. You know, French cuts going all the way back to the 60s, 70s. You know what I mean? They might have a little pocket on the inside. Sometimes they didn't have pockets. Well, Paul Mary started having his shit. He started making French cuts with actual pockets. Sometimes back pockets, sometimes front pockets, whatever. But you knew they were authentic Paul Marys. Now, here's the big thing about Paul Marys. If you wore Paul Marys, you were undisputedly fly. Undisputed. In Philly, a pair of Paul Marys was bigger than a pair of Sergio Valentes, was bigger than a pair of Guess jeans, was bigger than a pair of Jordache, was bigger than any other name brand jean, designer jeans that you could get because they were tailor made. So your shit was laying. So this was in the printed silk shirt era. You remember the box? Come on, y'all. Remember the box printed, the printed silk shirts that came in the box? Shit was crisp. You know what I'm saying? This shit was in a plastic box. You take off the plastic box, take out the shirt. The shirt was straight. It was, creased around that cardboard they had in the middle. It had all kinds of pins. You had to make sure you got all the pins out. You ever try on a shirt that had pins in it before you get all the pins out? You put the shirt and put your arm through the sleeve, got cut, got pinhole. But if you had a pair of Paul Marys, you was undisputedly fly. You was. But here's what happened to a lot of cats who wore Paul Marys. A lot of them got caught up in the coke game. Either selling it or sniffing it. Yeah. So yeah, you was running around the streets with your printed silk and your fresh Paul Marys with the label right there for everybody to see, because you ain't see no fat dudes with no Paul Marys. It was all slim dudes. And you know how slim we was in the 80s. So your shirt got tucked in. And you might have had on your patent leathers. You might have had on your skins. Lizards, snakes, gators, crocs, ostrich. You had on pelt. So I'm painting this picture. Because those are the type of dudes, and females too. Paul Mary made females shit too. But you were different from everybody else if you got shit from the Paul Mary store. Like if you had a pair of Paul Marys or a few pairs of Paul Marys in your arsenal, in your clothing arsenal, you were separated from everybody out here that's buying everything else out off the rack. There was a mindset that went behind them Paul Marys. But you see a lot of them people who used to rock Paul Marys back in the day. A lot of them was smoked out. A lot of them was doing that syrup shit. And it's weird when you think about it, because those are the ones that we didn't want to change from that. Like, don't never not be fly as you are. Well, maybe part of what was making them fly, the substance abuse, maybe they didn't stop. Stayed the same. You asked them to stay the same, didn't you? You asked them to stay the same, didn't you? Yeah. Cal said that booger sugar. Messed up a lot of people. Yes, it did. Especially when the pipe came out. When that crack pipe came out, it changed everything. Shirley, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on, Bob? And naturalist, a naturalist rap. What's going on, man? Good to see me some you. And my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Sit back, relax, do your thing, max and chill. Appreciate me some you come through. I'm glad that you do the way that you do. No, it says, I've grown tired of telling a friend, only you will decide when you've had enough. What up, everyone? What up? What up? Cheryl says, I used to watch wrestling faithfully. I had pockets of watching wrestling, man. I used to like wrestling for a minute. But sometimes, like after it really got cartoonish, they're like the storyline, I can't do it. I can't do it. Cheryl says, my mom loved Tony Atlas. I love Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Jimmy Superfly Snuka. See, Carol, Carol, remember them Paul Marys? You was a different type of nigga. You know what I'm trying to tell you. You know, every region has they little thing that they wear that other people don't wear. Them Joe Paul. That's what it was. It was Joe Paul Mary and John Paul Mary. There you go. I knew both of them start with a J. Joe and John. Italians. But they was making crazy dough. I don't know. I ain't never heard no white people wearing no Paul Marys. That was niggas sponsored. And they was fly. You had to see these cats in these Paul Marys. Those shits they was tough. I ain't go right. They was tough. Anything you did in a pair of Paul Marys, you made it look good. It was like instant pimp. Carol says, down north, a lot of guys went to 4th and Bainbridge and got custom slacks made. Remember, they used to have a shop down South Philly called A Man's Image. They had a lot. Over in South Philly, they got their own shit. That's one thing I give to them no good elitist bastards. They didn't have to go nowhere else to get fly. They didn't. South Philly got secret catacombs of stores and shit. Like, yo, come down here. You know what I mean? You know, like, what street is this? Where are we? Don't worry about it. We go down here and get our shit. And it's enough people who know about that shit to keep them rich. They was in business like crazy. Yeah, 4th and Bainbridge. Oh wait, 4th and Bainbridge. Bainbridge, that's right behind South Street. What was that 4th and Bainbridge? What was that 4th and Bainbridge? Oh, she said, yep, Bainbridge Street was the spot for custom-made clothing. Well, there used to be a lot of different shit on South Street too. But when you go up there, like past Shunk Avenue in the lower streets, you start getting like, you know what I mean, knife. Because you know how past Young Avenue, it do some old weird shit. It don't go, it's like it's like the Ridge Avenue of South Philly. You know how like Ridge Avenue go through the city? It don't go, like, you trying to figure out, is it going east or west or south or north? Still haven't quite figured that out. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. That's the same thing past Young Avenue do. That shit, it just tear through something. You're like, well, Like we used the streets going this way and that way. Passyunk and Ridge Avenue went this way. Was it like southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest? It was something. It was something like that. Something. Carol says, can't remember the name of the tailor, but he was making everybody's clothes, men's and women's custom leathers and all. Okay, okay. Good looking out. Make sure y'all hit that. Oh, Carol said East Passyunk that's what I'm saying. So it did go east and west. Okay, couldn't figure it out. All I know is that shit seemed like it's going straight one way, and then it just did some shit like it's going this way, and then it just like what happened? What are you doing, Passyunk? What are you doing? But over there on the east side, east of Broad Street, South Philly start doing some weird shit as they get closer to the river. But anyway, growing tired of people. Getting tired of people. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Growing tired of people. What do y'all know? What do y'all know about being tired of somebody? What you know? I'm not just talking about being tired of somebody's shit. I'm talking about not being in a position where you can hang out with them with a good mind anymore. Like, I just can't do this no more. Like I said, if you gotten clean off of drugs or alcohol and you not in that element, you ain't gonna be able to really kick it with somebody that's still doing that shit. Not as a, you might be able to kick it with them on a social side, but when it comes to hanging out, if that's what they want to do, you can't do it the same. Like that ain't in you no more. That's not the way you have fun no more. And that's something. See, the way that you learn, the way that you process information, that's one thing. But the way that you use recreation for yourself, when that changes, everything is different. So when you used to just drink or get high or party or you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, let's say you and your mans and them, y'all used to love to go to Night on Broadway. That was a strip club in Philly, very popular strip club, Night on Broadway. Went downstairs with Night on Broadway. It used to be a banquet hall that you went downstairs. It used to be a banquet hall. They turned into a strip club, very popular, all the way up there, like Broad and Stanton. Man, not really Stanton. Yeah, a little bit past it. No, not Broad Stanton. It's before then. Right after Broad, just before Nedro, across the street from the gas station. You went downstairs. But let's say you and your friends used to go to the strip club all the time. So, y'all, wear your sweatpants that night. So, when you get all your little nasty ass dancing juice on you, know what I'm saying? Look like you done spilled a bunch of shit on you, but it's shit nasty. You know what I mean? It's shit nasty. She done danced on 15 niggas tonight. And she can only be but so fresh. Fresh, she's so fresh. Yeah. So let's say you met yourself a woman and you don't, like the strip club ain't your thing no more. Like you ain't never gonna get tired of seeing butt naked booty chicks of the sexy type. But out of respect for your wife, you might not be into that no more. Like, shoot, the only clothes I want to see come off is my lady. It might be like that now. So when your boys, when they go to see the butt naked booty freaks, you ain't going no more. Now, if they still in a butt naked booty freak type of frame of mind, You might have changed your whole shit around. You don't drink like you used to. You don't smoke no more. You ain't out there chasing ass. You ain't tricking no more. Shoot, you might not be able to play cards no more. Card games, you used to center around smoking, drinking, getting high, tricking, all that old good shit. So you had to move on from them. You in a different place, and you might like the place that you're in now. They're in the same place, and they may like the same place that they're in now. Or should I say in still? They might like the same place that they're in still. Well, a decision is going to have to be made. We still family, man. I'm gonna always be there for you if you need me and when you need me. But right now, I gotta go home to my wife and my kids and trying to make a better life for me and us. Your real friends will understand that. Like, yo, man, I'm proud of you, dog. I've heard these kind of conversations. I'm proud of you, man. I'm glad you doing it. We'll get there one day, but right now I gotta go. I'm going to the night of Broadway, son. You know what I mean? I'm going to night of Broadway. Shit, you know what I mean? I got a little shorty over there. Like, you got a shorty night of Broadway? Like, yeah, sure, you know what I mean? When the show is over, the show begins. When the show is over, the show begins. When the show ends, the show begins. You ain't never got to be a star, baby, to be in my show. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. Niggas be getting turned out and some, what I mean? They talk all that shit. They trying to wife something. Trying to wife something. I can turn her around. Turn your love around. Let me show you how. Yeah, Carol said, you talking about near Broad Nolly. It was a club. Yeah. Yeah. Back in the day. Yep. Right past where the Esquire, the old movie theater used to be. Right before Nidro. It says idle gossip, mediocrity, and procrastination are soul suckers. Yep. Yep. Sucking your soul right out. I hope you're happy now. Good going. It says it's like a brick on the accelerator of life. Carol says like making a housewife out of a hoe. Well, yeah. So yeah, you can grow tired of people easily. And it's not like that's what you wanted to do. It just kind of happens that way, It can happen. And you might actually feel bad about it because shit. You don't want to leave your brothers behind. You don't want to leave your sisters behind. You don't want to seem like the bougie one that emerged out of the crew and they act like they too good for anybody. You don't want to be that person, but you might be that person by default. Your mom and your dad might not have raised you to be just one of the crowd. You know what I mean? You the one that had to win the ticket in the raffle. Everybody else had they winning those mediocre prizes. You the one that got the big stuffed animal at the carnival. Like I said, you picked the winning ticket in the raffle. You one in a million. You one in a million, baby. You ain't like them, and they ain't like you. But you used to be one of them. And you ain't trying to look down on them, and it's not even about all of that. It's not even about looking down on nobody. It's really not. But just like last night, when we was talking about keeping it 100, sometimes you gotta keep it. You gotta be true to yourself. Keep it true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Don't try to lie to yourself. You know the truth. Don't do that. Don't lie to yourself. Be real. Be real. You ain't gonna be real. What you gonna be? You gotta be real. Well, life goes on, man, and you might find yourself, you know, 40, 50, 60 years old. And you like, damn, I can't believe I used to do this. Damn, I can't. You know one thing my dad always told me? He said, man, he said, oh, you know, you young, you partying. He said, party people don't last long. Watch who you see. Watch who you see in 10 years. The people that you used to see at the parties. 10 years, let me know what's going on. Tell me what you see. And you know who he was talking about? We was talking about the movie Superfly. And he was like, you know, people who were like that, they wasn't built to last. They were built to be right here. And that's where you gonna leave them. Right there. Because as you going for more, as you learning more, doing more, experiencing more, enriching yourself, they ain't doing that shit. They learning more and more about exactly what they doing right now, trying to stay right where they are right now. And my dad was right about that shit. And I kind of knew he was right then and there. I knew it. He never put me on no bullshit. But when you really think about it, if you used to party when you was in your 20s, the people you used to see, the people who you would bump into 20, 30 years later, where they at? If you remember 10 of them from back then, how many of them do you know are still around? How many? How many? My brother introduced me to the After Midnight. You know, it was a popular club, hip hop club back in the 80s, mid 80s, late 80s. And South Philly used to be in the After Midnight heavy, heavy, heavy. When South Bronx was out by, you know, Boogie Down Productions, they used to be like South Philly, South Philly, South Philly, South Philly. They was in there heavy. DJ Jazzy J, Robbie B. They had a record called Rock the Go Go, and I was good. I was cool with Robbie B. I mean, not Robbie B, with Jazzy J. He had a big block like mine, and all. He was a cool dude, tall. And I was a young kid. I was in there 16 years old. I was 16. No, I was not 17. 16 years old. We talking about 86, 87. Before my birthday, before my 17th birthday. You know, then they closed down. They opened up again in 88. But yeah, I don't see nobody from there. Like my man Buggy D, Jazzy J, Robbie B. I remember this boy named Ramik. This other chick that I met there, I remember. I'm trying to get the 10 that I can name, and I can't. But the bottom line is, I see Buggy every now and then. He used to do the Bismarck dance, and I can't even. He used to do the Bismarck dance in this crazy way. I was like, ooh, that must be the Philly Bismarck. Because that was not, I don't know what the fuck that shit was. But anyway, I'll never forget Buggy for that shit. But I still see him every now and then scattered around the city. He like a Muslim now. You see him with the beard, you know what I mean? But they used to call him Buggy because he must have been on shit back then. He was wilding. But the rest of them cats, where they at? Where they at? None of them was built to last. And I ain't gonna be at no party that they gonna be. They was all older than me anyway. But anyway, let's get ready to get on the body here, man. Mm. Huh. No, I said. Speaking of which, I want a pair of tickets to this last Saturday's Funk Fest with the SOS band Zap and Cameo. Wow. Woo. That sounds like a hot ticket to me. I just want to be what you want me to be. I just want to be what you want me to be. Zach brought the house down without Roger. Ain't that some shit? Without Roger, without Shirley Murdoch. Just saying. Let's do these birthday shout outs. Red on! Red on, brother. Red on. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious, glorious, glorious August 16th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. We get the RESPECT, they are SPECIAL. We get the RESPECT, they are SPECIAL. We get the RESPECT, they get number one out the box. Chandra Dumas, happy birthday to you. And Leah T. Simmons, happy birthday to you. And Marquia Avery, turning 45 years old today. And Nasir Nelson, turning 44 years old today. And Diomedes Fernandez, turning 56 years old today. And Kay Chenery, turning 58 years old today. And Aletha Gardner, turning 66 years old today, and Clifton Comer, turning 37 years old today, and Barbara Leo Lyon, turning 42 years old today. She's a go-getter. And also Donald Green, turning 48 years old today, and Nina M. Knight, happy birthday to you. And Kelly Ray of Sunshine, turning 46 years old today. And my man go-getter Jeff Bell, happy birthday to you. And Suvak Adnivs. Wait. I can do this. Adna Lemai. Got it. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that the day finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious August 16th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen, yo, you're gonna outgrow people that's not trying to get with your flow. If you're trying to move on and do better for yourself, trying to get your money straight and your health. Yeah, you're going to have to leave somebody behind because most people think they're going to live forever and shine doing the same things that they've been doing. And the truth is that they're going to be left in ruins. I know that you might not be a star of your show and your mental and your mind, but you will find that people be respecting you and they like what you do. And they might not always express, but that's okay. You just keep going with your mess. You don't have to wallow in it, but you're in it to win it. Yo, you're with it to get it. And I'm glad that you're here so I can just spit it to you. And I know that we gonna make it through. That's me, you, and all of them. We gonna make sure we get high, but not stem. Word. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night with another Daily Go Get a Missing show. So one love, baby. I said one love, baby. So Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Yeah. And for my YouTubers, You know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side. My booba's 1, 2, or the other side. My booba 3, 4 on the holla.